The money worked out. Hey everybody.
Hi, welcome to our show.
Again.
Number 40.
40. Wow, that's freaking awesome.
Lordy, Lordy, look who's 40. Our show.
Our show is 40. Yay!
Woo-hoo.
Yee-hee.
Welcome, welcome.
Yes.
Should probably put a little
Hello.
hello to everybody, huh?
Do you want me to type it in for you?
Would you mind?
Not at all. My forehead.
So I actually had everything together this morning, and so perfectly, and I'm so used to not having things perfect, and I just kind of untied it. Like I was like, oh, that's not right, that's not right. So we did a little merry-go-round circle, and then I was like, shit, I'm not used to being so efficient.
Well, you know, the thing is, we're becoming more efficient. I did a little pre-record, did a little live this morning from the shop. Because, you know, it is really crazy in here on Thursday mornings. It's like everyone loves to come on Thursdays, and that's cool. We love it.
Yeah.
But we are becoming much more efficient, and sometimes when we're so used to being not so efficient, we're still like, and we're like, wait a minute. It's 11:15, and the show's ready.
I know, like we're done. What do we do now?
I know.
We've been in that one.
We sat here and watched the countdown ticker for 2 minutes. We're like, when did this ever happen?
I know, I think that's a first.
It is a
We've
first.
been de-virginized of watching
Ooh, spear bumps everywhere. Right, right. Okay, ready?
Oh, I'm ready, girl. And we're back.
Look.
You know what this is? This is my crabby hook. Arrgh! Arrgh! Stand back, pirate.
She decided to just take my rock and her crab hook. Okay, you win.
No,
Go ahead.
crab hook, even rocks break crab hook. Same as scissors. They were supposed to be scissors, but they were like...
They were only half extended. Well, we made up the gun. Now she's got the... I'm going to get a crab hook. I'm doing a crab hook next week. Just for warning you guys. So welcome to our show. It is our show 40. I'm so proud of us. We've really come a long way. And, you know, we are I'm Amy.
And I'm Michelle.
And we are two creative chicks that ride. Oh, boy. So our show is here to educate and inspire other women riders here locally and all around the world. You know, we do touch all topics of conversation. Some are really fun. Some are really important, and it's all about the motorcycle arena, what it's like for women in the motorcycle arena, some things that we should know about our motorcycles and riding, and, you know, and today's show brings us right into that, right? Because today's show is about rider etiquette, biker etiquette, right? The do's and don'ts sometimes and what to do in case of.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm full of spirit bumps today.
You don't get that rule list. You know what I mean?
No, you don't. Like, you know, do you approach other riders? That kind of stuff. So we're going to be talking about that a little bit today in our show. We also, I'm just over the moon excited. We are in the creation of our calendar for... the Babe of the Week calendar is coming together, and I got sneak peeks and stuff. Yeah. Like, I'm getting teary-eyed because it's just amazing. And we'll be talking about that later.
Yes.
We have a new product of the week. Actually, it's a comeback product, something that I covered early on.
New and improved, right?
And it's new and improved. We have much more available now than we did.
Yeah.
And those are going to be some of the blank beads, bitch beads. Which are just a female version of the Get Back whips, and they hurt a lot more. So, that's going to be a good time. And let's see, what else? Oh, I'm covering the Zodiac Sign.
I know, I'm so excited
about Libra.
Libra.
You know, I always thought, like, for some reason...
I'm tired echo today.
I know. For some reason, I'm thinking Gemini, the scales of justice, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's Libra.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, wait a minute. When I'm doing my research, and I'm like, I'm so confused. Which is easily accomplished these days because my mind is still kind of in a lot of places. I'm moving, you know. I'm going to Connecticut. You know, we're burying Mom this month coming up, and so there's still a lot of stuff going on. Mm-hmm. And I was like, whoa. When I was like doing the research, and I'm like, hang on, why are all these scales coming up? This is wrong, damn it. You know, but it was just
Libra.
Libra season, and Mercury retrograde.
Yeah. It's hitting a lot of
So
people hard too. So
it really is, right? But usually for Mercury retrograde, I go inward. So I reevaluate, I readjust, I rearrange, and for me this time, it's all emotionally. All of those adjustments are emotional, and you see my phone in my hand because I am going to go and pull up our live feed like I normally do.
yeah. And if you're here and you're watching anywhere, whether you're on YouTube or on our Facebook group or on Yankee Dave's Motorsports watching, go on and just say hello, give a comment there, let us know you're here, and join the conversation if you'd like. So
That's awesome. That would be wonderful. We really appreciate you.
gosh, so that whole while you're checking, everybody, since we know, like, we have our shows pretty much, like, Amy and I will sit down and talk about, like, what we're going to talk about, or we'll come up with ideas. She's in a lot of groups, I'm in a lot of groups, and sometimes these questions will come up in groups, sometimes they'll just, like, magically pop in our heads, sometimes they're things that happen here at the shop, but we know ahead of time what our topics are going to be. So what I've been doing, and I like to do, is, like, I'll be asking some of our customers when they come in. I'll be like, hey, you.
Yo, you.
Hey,
What you want?
You. I'll be like, what's up? No.
Oh, they're so
No, I
funny.
just ask things like, how do you handle this, or how do you deal with that? And one of the conversations that I had, we have all different flavors of customers that come in here.
I love that. We have all different flavors.
Some
It's
of them
like
are
a
yummy.
buffet.
It's like a buffet. Some of them are
Oh,
yummy.
it was a
some of them are
buffet
like-
in here
yeah.
this morning.
It was
Quite a buffet
it was
this
a-
morning.
It was a sausage buffet.
It was a sausage buffet this morning.
I think that they don't want to admit that they're our fans, but I think that they're our fans.
They're our fans.
We actually had, like, somebody that's kind of almost famous, or
Just
really
a little
famous.
bit more
TikTok
popular and
famous, yeah.
famous than we are. He's been at it a
Smidge,
lot longer.
Just a teeny bit more, yeah.
He's been at it a lot
No,
longer.
and
He's had different
he's freaking
YouTube
hilarious.
channels. Yeah, and he is hilarious. Shout out to Zip.
I'd say, yeah, shout out to Zippy. And of course, Ray Ray. And
And Ron.
I feel like
and
the
Ron's
Ron
brother.
I gotta get that Ron
Yeah.
thing. I see Ron, my boyfriend, and I see
And there's Ray.
and Ray.
And there's that crazy Zippy Muldoon. And there's Dave
It's
with his
Steve.
plumber.
Plumber Dave, Yankee Dave. We
I love
I
him.
love that.
I do.
Dave and I were looking. I'm going to totally get off topic before we get
okay.
back on topic. But anyways, no, I'll share that another time. That
Okay.
was funny. I'll share it with you after. One of our customers is a patched member.
Mhm.
So I was like, listen, somebody in one of my groups had asked, like, when I'm riding solo and I'm out on my own, and I come up and I see another person riding solo, and we're at a light and the light turns red. What do? Do I stay staggered? Do I stay back? Do I ride up beside him? And it happened to be someone with a patch on, right? So it was a patched person that was riding by themselves, and they were like, I stayed back because I didn't know how to handle it, but I didn't know if I was being rude by staying back. I didn't know if I should have came up. I didn't show. So I had asked him. I said, hey, how does that work? Because really etiquette, just about, first of all, just pulling up to somebody, you're without the patch, right? You're
Right.
solo. What do you do? Do you pull up? Do you not pull up? Some people will, and some people will think that it's like tray awkward, and some people will stay back staggered. For me, my etiquette, I say, I'd rather that you stay back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, I can wave to you, when I'm going by, but it's just, I feel like I need to, it breaks my focus, right? So I'm like looking at you, do I need to entertain you? I think it's a woman thing, right?
Yeah.
Do I need to entertain you? I could, I could nod, and then I'm weirdly looking at the light going, please turn green, please turn green, please turn green. And then, is he gonna go first now that he pulled up? And that's bad etiquette, by the way. That's where you're crossing an etiquette line. Is when you pull up next to somebody, okay, I guess that's a matter of preference and choice if you want to make it awkward, right?
Right.
But if you pull up to somebody that's already at that light
And then you take off
in front of them,
That's rude.
it's rude, it's disrespectful,
Totally
it's bad etiquette.
disrespectful, bad etiquette.
Yeah.
I agree.
You
And a
agree
lot
with
of
that?
people agree. A lot of people agree with
Yeah.
that. So
Will you
for
pull up
me,
to somebody or?
so for me, If a bike is at a light,
Yep.
I stay back.
You do too. Okay.
Yeah, and I do one of these because they're always looking in the rear
Yep.
view just like we do.
Yep.
We're always checking behind us to make sure. Oh, spirit bumps are all over me today. What is going on? It feels good to be home. It feels good to be in the shop. It feels good to be on my show,
Yay.
our show, not my show, our show. It's good to be in this energy, and I just love you for that. So thank you. But yeah, so in regards to pulling up to somebody, like, okay, so me and Michelle were on a ride.
Yep.
We were going probably to lunch or a business meeting because that's generally when we ride together, right? And there was that guy. We were going up US 1, and me and you were staggered, and there was that guy. And and we were driving, and then he was driving, and then we were driving, and then he was driving, right? So we were kind of, he was in one lane, we were in the other lane.
Yep.
And we all stop at the light,
Yep.
right? And me and Michelle, when we stop at a light together, we pull up next to each other because
Yeah.
that's just me and Michelle. And then the guy's like, "Hey, where are you guys going? Like, are you guys going to Earl's?
Yeah,
like,
he was
there's a
in,
great
like, the next
band.
lane. So
There's
the
a great
visual, like,
band."
there's like 3 of us in a row.
Right,
Yep.
3 of us in a row. And because me and Michelle pulled up first, I believe he might have pulled out first, being that he was single. But I'm a rough start, so I don't really
Yeah.
remember so much. But I know that it was biker etiquette because he acknowledged our presence
Yep.
as he rode by us. He
Yep.
acknowledged our
Yep.
presence.
And he was in a different lane too.
Right. He was in a different lane. And it wasn't like he was trying to outdo us in any way.
No.
And he
a
was
whole-
friendly at the light. He's like, hey,
Yeah.
you know, and we were
Some
the same
band
way.
playing or something
Yeah,
like that, meeting up with people.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
meeting up with a whole bunch of people. I actually went to Earl's that night, and the more the band drank, the better they got. Because I don't drink, so, you know, you used to go to the bar and be like, oh my God, they rocked it last night. But when in the first set, they sucked. You know? And I was like, well, this band's supposed to be really good. I told everybody, oh yeah, this guy said this band is great, blah, blah, blah. Let's look him up on YouTube. And but anyway, back to biker etiquette.
I'm like opposite.
Yeah. So that's one thing, right? And then you had talked about a patched member.
A patched member.
Right.
So, and he made a good point because I think that this goes for patched and not patched, but this is like a patched rule, okay? Is you'll be waved up. Like, not like, oh, come up here. But
Yeah.
so it's not, and I have noticed while, you know, when at a light, even with Dave, because Dave and I will stay back and somebody will be up front. And they'll look back, you know, do this, hey, what's up? And then even roll us up, you know what I mean? Come on up.
Right.
So I think that for me, it's like stay back unless you're rolling somebody up. And it's good to know if somebody's back behind me and maybe I want to interact with them or I feel like being nice and have them come up, you wave them up. And that's what he said. He said, like, basically, he said, you know, another patched member, if he's out riding and he comes across another patched member, if it's a member of a group that's associated with their group, it goes by which rank it is, right? So in other words, if I'm the higher rank, because there's like little spin-offs of groups,
Yeah.
he says, if I'm the higher rank, he goes, I don't wait to be rolled up, I roll up. And I have
That's
first.
part of being patched.
And
That's
I
right.
have
Mhm.
first. So
Right.
he's like, so it's like a hierarchy, right? So he's like, when I roll up, it's not rude for me to go first. It's rude for that person to go first.
Oh yeah,
even
that's
if
trouble.
they've already
That's
been
trouble.
at the light.
Right.
And then he said, and if it's somebody of another group, you know what I mean? He said, like a whole another area or another group. He said, you definitely stay back. You know what I mean? But he said, and he was being honest with me, so I'm not going to tell you, you know, who he is or what
No.
what member he's patched in, what group. But he said, then it becomes a pissing contest. You know, then it's like, I won't pull right up beside him, but I'll move around and get around, and the goal is who gets out front first, because it's like this pissing contest. Like I'm the bigger, you know, my group.
Two separate affiliations completely from two separate areas. And those separate areas all have their little trickle downs.
Yep.
Right? So, because I was, for a long time, in that circuit, let's just say, okay?
Yeah.
There was a club at the end of my street. There was even a bigger club one street over, right? And that's in my 20s into my 30s. And so that etiquette, I'm pretty familiar with.
Yeah. So.
Right?
And that's the stopping and going etiquette and how it
Mhm.
works. So, So they don't like go out and beat each other up or go poo poo poo, you know, whatever. It's just like it's like a little pissing contest going on.
It is.
Especially when it's like one-on-one. He also said that a lot of times you won't find. Now he does show up for his appointments with his patch on, and he's by himself. But he said a lot of times
you
he
don't
said
ride
it's
by
not very often that you ride alone with your patch on.
Generally,
but if you
don't.
Yeah, if you do come across, I would say rule of thumb is, you know, my rule of thumb would be
Acknowledge them.
acknowledge them, stay back. If they call you up, they call you up. If they don't, they don't. That's my call on the etiquette.
Right. Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, and that's generally the rule of thumb with the etiquette. And generally, when they ride alone, they're generally said, "Listen, don't ride alone. You have no backup."
Yeah.
Right?
And that's a
but
whole. I think
That's
that might
well,
be a
I'm
whole
talking
different.
interstate, right? Because I know a lot of people who travel up and down the West Coast.
But that might
the
be
East
a whole
Coast,
different
right?
like topic.
Yeah,
Like of like clubs and how that works.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Like the basic etiquette, you know, basic like politeness, how to be polite, how to handle
Yeah,
that.
the news for you. Every patch member I've ever come across is extremely polite.
Oh yeah, and he said
Even
he's-
on the road, I'm talking about.
Yeah, he said he's even called somebody up, like if they're at a light and they're,
Yeah.
you know, they're not patched and he's patched, he'll just like roll them up, you know. And of course, he rolls up. He's like, I roll up, you know, unless those situations are in place. So that's kind of where Amy and I sit. Where
Yeah.
do you sit on that with etiquette? You know, share with us in the comments.
Let us know. I'm not even monitoring our page today. I'm
Another
sorry,
thing that's
y'all.
really polite to do is like we nod, like we have that biker nod, like hey, what's up?
Yeah.
It's just like kind of hi. We're saying hello. It's like a handshake, right?
Mhm.
The other thing though, I think I wanted to kind of go over the two different things is like the wave, the biker wave. Like you'll see bikers and they'll have these two fingers and they'll be doing this. I gotta do it like this, down on the ground. You're saying. Keep those two wheels rubber side down.
Right.
Keep the wheels down, you know? Like it's like our little secret wave and our secret handshake when we're out on the road.
So somebody once said to me, I don't get what's going on down here. Like in Florida, everyone's always down at the ground. But like you're riding, you're supposed to just go like this up your handlebar. No, you're telling them 2 wheels up, bro. You're supposed 2 wheels down.
2 wheels
So another part of that etiquette is when someone's on a trike. It's 3 fingers.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that, but keep your 3 wheels on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Otherwise,
so,
you'd be doing Papa Wheelies. If you
yeah.
set 2
Oh,
wheels down,
speaking
you
of
know?
Papa Wheelies, we had some fun action with that, but that's another
Oh,
show.
yeah,
It's an upcoming show. Wait till you see
God.
that footage.
Yeah, check out our.
Whoa.
I'll have them up on TikTok soon too. Just working on that still.
Yeah, so
So
that
those-
nod,
yeah.
right? That acknowledgement, because like if I'm sitting at a light and I'm just getting ready to take off and somebody else is coming around the corner, the only thing I can do is nod because I'm using my
Yeah.
hands.
Yep. Yep.
Right? So the nod is acknowledgement.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And then there's some people that don't even acknowledge.
A lot of women in the groups are talking about that, like that they'll wave, they'll do the rubber side down,
And nobody-
and they'll nod,
especially
and they'll
the
get no
men.
response. Men, yep.
So in defense of people who do not do the 2 fingers down or the head nod, sometimes I'm so focused on what's going on in front
Yeah.
of me and around me that I don't see another bike until it's going by me.
Yep.
And listen, I get that,
Oh, you didn't acknowledge him. Oh,
you know,
mean.
yeah,
You're
bitch,
evil.
bitch.
I'd chase you down and be like,
And I'm like, okay, so
give you the one
so
finger
ma-
nod.
So
You
that
know?
makes me a little bit more, how can I say, understanding.
Yeah.
But when you got a group of 5 or 10 people driving by you
Yeah.
on the opposite direction,
It's rude.
and you go like this and they don't,
It's rude.
it's rude.
It's rude. Disrespectful. Rude.
It's rude. So
We're a
acknowledge other
community.
bikers.
Yeah, we're a community. We're
We
a
are.
community. We're on 2 wheels. Doesn't matter what 2 wheels. Doesn't matter if you're on a scooter. I go by somebody on a moped and
I
I'm
do
like,
too.
I'm like, rubber side down, man.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
They're out there risking their lives too. So,
Yeah.
so it's just respect. It's a
Yeah.
matter of respect. You know.
It is. It's okay. So I got a great one for you. The Jeep community. If you own a Jeep, swear to God, I was in a Jeep one day and I swear 1,000 Jeeps went by in one day, and everyone goes beep beep, beep beep to every single
I
other
love
Jeep.
that.
And I'm like, hey, that's just like a bike community,
Yeah.
man. It's the Jeep community because it's the acknowledgement. It's
Yep.
it's the feeling of unity with one another,
Yeah.
I think, you
Yeah.
know, and
Absolutely. I
yeah.
love that. That's so cool.
yeah, so that was the only
So,
other
it's
time
like,
I've noticed
beep,
it.
beep, hey,
Yeah.
toot toot, da 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 da,
Yeah,
beep beep,
man,
hey.
hey.
What somebody's song is that? I don't know. Bad girls, talking about the bad girls. Okay, sorry. I heard beep beep and I was like,
I know.
okay, I gotta sing. I gotta break out in song.
Okay, so here's one for you guys.
Amy's favorite subject.
Sitting on another person's motorcycle. Going up to another person's motorcycle. Touching another person's motorcycle.
Touching, touching, touching.
I know. I know. Not a touch, not a sit, not a feel. You can look, you can take pictures, you can ask questions. Touch my bike, and I'm going psycho.
Those bitch beads are gonna be getting wrapped around.
Listen.
You're gonna make you a bitch bead necklace. Really
I
fast.
sold some bitch beads this weekend or the weekend before at an event, and the chick's like, "You better buy those for your bike, honey, because people get way too close to me, and I'm just gonna rip them off and smack their car." And I said, "What a great idea!"
That's why they have the quick release.
That's why they have the quick release.
Hello.
Right.
You know, and really, we had a guy that got ran off the road. He's okay, but you know, going over a bridge out here in Vero, one of the Vero bridges, and it was like, in the car, he saw the car's coming over. He's like, I'm trying to kick it with my boot. But I'll tell you what, if he had those bitch beads with him, because they're all wooden, crack on their window, they probably would have seen him if he ripped him off and just went,
Yeah,
bitch, back off, bitch.
for real.
Maybe it was a guy, I don't know, but still can call him back off,
So,
bitch.
sitting on other
Yeah.
people's bikes is definitely a no-no.
And if you're going to, like today with one of the guys, Ray, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about getting on the bike on the high side, right? Which doesn't have to do with biker etiquette or anything like that,
No.
but we were just having the conversation about it, and I'm so short. I'm like, I can't, blah, 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 blah. He's like, try on my bike. Well, he's like, you should see my bike. It's like, it's a very low rider, you know? So he said, look at my bike. It looks almost like it's like
Even.
the high side and the low side are like really close or even.
They are similar.
So I went over and I looked and I said, you know, do you mind if I sit on it and try it out? That's etiquette,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm perfect, but
No,
that's
no.
something
but
like I
we've
just
been around
would not
We've been
sit.
around the arena for so long that we just
Yeah.
know the etiquette.
Yeah, you just...
Right, so this is a show for people who really don't know the do's and don'ts of our
Yeah.
etiquette, you know?
And those that do know it, we invite you to share
Yes,
your
please
experience and
do.
your advice for our new riders. What is the etiquette? Because a lot of women are asking these questions.
Right,
You know what
like
I mean?
what do we do?
What do we do?
Yeah.
Another thing that's really polite that you may not know I think it's important to know is pointing out debris in the road for others. So what you'll see is if you're riding behind another biker and they point their toe out, they'll point their toe down in an area. Usually take their foot out from their bike and go boink and point it like with their toe, like a little ballerina. Boom, boom. They're pointing to you to let you know there's a pothole here. They're pointing to you to let you know there's a dead bird in the road. They're pointing to you to say, be careful up ahead. You know, this is
So
something
that's
for you
so
to know.
funny you would say that because I do it a little differently.
I want you to share that because it can be confused with our rubber side down.
Correct.
So-
correct. So I when I see debris in the road,
Mhm.
I take my hand and I go, okay, so I'm gonna stand up. I go down. Wait, you can't even see. Down like this.
Yep.
But
Which
see,
could also
I still have
be
my two
mistaken.
fingers.
Yep.
I still have my two fingers. And my kids said something to me, my children, my boys ride, and they said, "Ma, can you just pick a hand signal?"
Well, it can be confused
It
with.
was confused with.
Mhm.
So now you're saying I do it with my foot,
They do it with their
and that's so much better than trying to, because I literally will lean on the side, like go way down, like towards
Yeah.
the ground. Not a biker etiquette, but down towards the ground to let them know, like, there's something in the road.
Yep.
And I don't know who I learned that from. I don't know where I picked up that tidbit along the line.
do it. Some people do it. You know what I mean?
Along the line,
And
I
sometimes
don't
if you
know.
can't get your foot down or you're in the middle of shifting or whatever, it can be done. You know what I mean? But the proper etiquette way to do it is with your foot.
Good to know.
You know. And only
So that's
if you're
gonna be,
confident.
they're
yeah.
gonna think there's shit all over the road because when I'm dancing on my bike, I'm kicking my feet
It's
out, doing this on my motorcycle, and no hands. People are like, "You're good."
Something in the road. No, wait, over there. Oh, wait. The person behind you is going to be like this.
That would be Michelle.
It would be. They'll be like, look at the two of them are dancing. No, the one behind her looks like she's dodging something that's not really there.
I will have to pay a little bit more attention to that when I'm dancing on my bike.
And some people do point, right?
Yeah.
But it's not something that the person will look for. If you do,
If you do your foot.
yeah. If you do your foot, if you're riding behind somebody and you see them stick their foot out, they're not having a convulsion unless it's Amy listening to her music. Chances are they're trying to let you know, be careful. There's a pothole or there's something dangerous up ahead.
Okay. See, because biker etiquette is always out to the side a little bit and down with the two fingers.
There's
so I'm gonna
so
do this
many
side.
different
It's
people.
usually down like this, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, some people, because when I'm doing it, I'll be like, what's
Way
up?
down.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I'll be
Yeah.
like, down low, how low can you go? But,
I don't know.
yeah. And I've even been known to be like, hi, like I'm in a fucking parade or something, you know? I know. Get the arm flap.
Oh
Good
my
job
god, I
tucking it.
love you.
But, or
Ugh.
like this, no, but really, so it's really what's right for you, but these are just like kind of some things that we wanted to share with you that we
Yeah.
that we do, that we know about, that was an interesting
listen,
topic.
You learn something new every day, right? Including me. I get schooled every day of my life. I'm always learning. I'm always in that open receiving mode
Yeah.
of open-mindedness. And I don't recall, except for maybe a dude or two, ever using the foot to signal.
Mm.
So that's something I learned today. Like,
Oh,
that's
that's
the
cool.
proper way to signal.
Wow.
Like, I really didn't know
That's
that.
cool.
Like, I really thought it was to point at the ground, like, debris, debris, debris.
Which brings us back into the fitness for motorcycle riding. It could be like weight loss and
Exercise.
and everybody does it differently, but you know that's just me. How
We'll be having Cat will be wearing her ankle weights and she'll be carrying her barbells. I love me some Cat, boy.
Oh.
Yes, man, I'm telling you.
Seriously,
So,
this
look at
is-
that.
I'm like stoked about this. This is.
I created a whole. So get back.
I got
whips.
pictures, but I'm gonna get you a few of your small ones
Okay,
while you're
good.
talking about it.
Get back whips, right? Everybody knows they hang off the side of the clutch or the brake levers, and they have a quick release snap. Back in the day when you couldn't carry your weapons on your bike, these whips were used as a defense or as a way of defending yourself. I love my wood carvings, and I made these for my motorcycle, and then the idea came to make them for other people's motorcycles. So that's one of my red, white, and
Like
blue
the
ones
hottest
on a
new
bike. Those are the new ones that I just bought, made were the red, white, and blues. Those are actually my purple and teal ones. That's my motorcycle, actually, with my beads on them. And then, so Michelle's gonna hold him up. This is a long one. I believe that one has about 36. That's the quick release snap on it. And then it has, I believe that one has 36 beads on it, so it's long. It's one of the longest ones that I make. They all have handmade
good.
fringe bottoms that match the colors. Adorable.
Yeah.
Adorable. So again, the quick release snaps are they pop on and off. You just pull down, it releases. You smack a bitch with them, and then you put them back on your bike. Some girls like them, some guys don't. Cars definitely don't like them, but they're again. So that is the long. That's the long bitch beads that I make. They're super long. They're big. So that's
And they're
that
on.
one. They're
of
on
these
that
bikes,
other
right?
motorcycle, yeah. I believe that's Ray's bike that has them on there. Yep, they're there, right
Ray.
there.
Yep.
So that's what they look like when they're hanging on the bike, right? And then we have a medium-sized one. These are actually the gray and black set that I made. I have so many different colors. I do a lot of them as custom pieces. So whatever the color of your bike is, and all the tassels are handmade. I have had mine on my bike for a year and a half now. All of them come with the Quisp release. That one is probably an 18 to 24 inch bead. Again, it's about the size of my arm. It's a little smaller. And then we have the cute ones, which are small.
So cute. I could probably fit them in.
Yeah.
Woo, look how
They're
cute.
smaller than the length of your arm. There's only 16 beads on there. And that's my black and pink ones. Now, these are sold individually. Some people just like one on one side. I preferred both on mine. They ride just like the whips. They flow towards the back as you're riding. And they all have their great little tassels on them. And, you know, they're all hand painted. They're all hand strung. They're all real leather. And these quick release snaps are probably the heaviest part of the thing. You know, because all of the beads, you know, I'm a wood carver and I love to carve my wood. And
She loves her wood.
I love wood. I love to play with wood, but I play with power tools with my wood, guys. So just remember that. Yeah. So these are definitely some of my greatest creations. They never fade. They're waterproof. They're
So they come
fade
with a guarantee
resistant.
then, right?
Yep.
If it
They're
fades?
fade resistant. They do come with a guarantee. Anything ever happens to them, you just bring it back to me. Find me at a vending event, or if you buy them at a vending event, I always give my cards out. They all have the information on there. But anything ever happens, you just bring it back to me, and I will repair them for you.
That's brilliant. That's nice.
Because they're all strung with leather, right? And inside here is not only leather, but parachute cord. Sorry.
Somebody thought parachute cord was funny, apparently.
Yes, so that was, I apologize. So they're all made and they're so sturdy. They cannot be broken. Generally, I've never seen one break out of all the ones
How
that I've
long
sold.
have you had your set on your bike? 'Cause as long as I've known you, you've had them on.
Yeah, I got my bike in July, and I think I made my first set of bitch beads right after I got my bike. Because my bike was completely teal with a black seat. And I had to bring purple into my bike because that's my favorite color, right? And I go through phases with colors. Like, I'm almost over purple right now, but I'm really not yet. But I had to bring the purple into my bike, so I was like, oh my god, I love this purple color.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh my goodness. I saw like an ornament somewhere, and it was beads that were strung and hung with a cute little tassel. I think might have been Christmas time, and they were like red and white and green, and I'm like, those are beautiful. Oh my god. Ping, the vision comes to me. So I went home and I carved a whole bunch of beads, and then I, because that's so handmade, and then I painted each one of them, and then I sealed it with the polyurethane, and I coated them, and I sprayed them. So that set's been on there almost 18 months.
Wow, yeah. And,
Yeah.
and that's the picture of it, so you can see it's not faded.
There's no fade to them at all.
No, there isn't.
They haven't
And-
changed a day in that, nothing.
And I love mine, and I have Amy made me a custom set, which you do custom sets as well, to
Yep.
go with the colors of my bike, and there's been no fading, no problems with them whatsoever. I just love them. I just think they just add, they add a flair, but it's like, I mean, I do like the get back whip idea,
They're just
but they're just so, you can only get black,
Right.
and they're on
I
every
mean, I think I
guy's
might have seen
bike.
them on white, yeah.
And
Might have
you've
seen
even
them in
sold
white.
them to guys too, right?
Oh, I've sold them to plenty of men, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
one
they're
of the
just
things
really
that I
cool.
wanted to just bring up, speaking
Yeah,
of Michelle's,
sorry, I just-
Michelle, no, perfect, because this is what I'm leading into. I custom made a set for Michelle because she's my bestie and all that kind of stuff. But we put it on her bike, and she's like riding into work one day, and she was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
I didn't even know I had these on here. They were perfectly aligned with your arm, remember?
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
were like, oh my god, I forgot I have these on there. Oh my god, they're so cool. She came
and
in, she
watch
was
them,
so
like, whip
excited.
in the wind. And I
Yeah,
was like,
because
this
you
is
know
so cool.
the get back whips kind of do this in the
Yeah.
wind, and that's what the beads do. They fly just the same amount.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, they're about I think they're a little bit lighter than the real whips, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think they are a little bit lighter.
Because I
And-
have a whip here.
And unlike, like, I know David had talked about riding home a customer's bike that had like the 8 ball on the end of it, which
Yeah.
is like the cool thing.
Yep.
But he said, like, with that extra weight, they like whip up and it almost like hit him in
Oh,
the special
okay,
man
so-
area.
Yeah.
So this is something that, like, you know,
I had a customer.
they don't really.
I had a customer at
Really
a show
with you.
say, "Oh, but the fringe isn't long enough. You can't put a 8 ball in there." I'm like, "They're not made for an 8 ball. They can hold a crystal." No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Oh,
but
that's a good idea.
it is a good
too.
idea, right? A good like protection crystal. But anyway, that's who now the minds are creative minds at work. I saw someone just recently, our buddy Anthony. He just got his new bike.
Oh,
My
yeah.
son Joel, my son Mike, they all have the leather with
Mhm.
the 8 ball.
Mhm.
And the only thing I could see when Aunt is riding or my boys are riding is that it hits the chick in the back. So
Yeah.
get back whips, and they were called bitch whips for a long time because they whipped the passenger in the back.
Yeah.
Mine don't do that.
No.
Mine don't do that.
No.
So I love them. And I hope you do too. And they're
Thank you,
available here
Amy.
in the store and on the website.
On the wood witchery.
Yes.
Which we will add a link to that too for you. So.
Thanks.
You're welcome,
yes,
baby.
man.
All right. This, my dear, is absolutely insane.
Amazing.
I know. I wonder why. Oh, I know why we went away from Yankee Baby Barrel. No. we
Oh,
didn't.
no, we didn't. Oh, my goodness.
Oh my God, Becky.
Just love our Yankee babes.
So before I go through everything with you, I just want to tell you to all the babes that participated this year in our Babe of the Week,
Yeah.
to all of the people that sent in pictures of their babes, and to all of you that have been participating in the contests, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's just really exciting to see something take off like this because I really wanted it to be all about the female rider and her beautifulness and her bodaciousness and her sassy sexiness, but I wanted it to be really real riders.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't want to dramatize it or commercialize it or like make it look like, you know, like the perfect pristine photo. Like those are for product images, those are for bike shows, and they're great and they have their place, and I've seen some beautiful pictures that people have had taken on their bikes, but the photos that are coming in for the calendar are just phenomenal. And so I want to take a minute just to thank everybody that's been involved in this. It's so close to my heart, but at the same time I'm seeing that it's close to all of your hearts as well. So I want to tell you we are done. We have all our 11 calendar babes. Voting begins. Voting has already begun, by the way. I took all the babes and I sent them their YouTube video, and I said, I'm giving you guys a head start.
Nice.
Go on out there, women.
That's
Go
right.
on out there and be badass and tell everybody, because the way the voting is going to work for Babe of the Year.
Babe of the year.
Babe of the Year.
This is it.
Ooh, we need
I
like a Jesus statue.
I
standing
know.
behind us.
Spear bumps everywhere.
Babe of the
Love
Year. Prestigious name. You are the chick that rides for the year. You are like you're the representative of biker
Our
chicks
first
everywhere.
powder,
Yeah,
too.
first Babe of the Year. Wins prime placement in our calendar. So in other words, like you get the month that you want or the month that's best for you. So if a babe's already in a month, because we've already picked some months, she gets bumped and moved. So we haven't announced where those babes go. Photo shoot, which we can use your photo shoot in your calendar if you need it. But some of these pictures that are coming in,
So
I'm not trading them
beautiful.
out.
No.
I'm not doing it.
We'll still give you a photo
Yeah.
shoot, but
Yeah, you get the photo shoot because you get a spot on our cover too.
Right.
Right? And a day with Amy and I. Lunch.
lunch with us, yeah.
Bunch of gifts. Like a whole shit ton of
Oh
gifts.
yeah, we have a whole bunch of stuff for you.
Yeah, like you're like queen for a day, and then we get all the pictures to prove it. Am I forgetting anything? The title of Babe of the Year.
The title.
Ooh.
I know, it's amazing.
Amazing.
It's
So-
coming together so well. I'm so proud of all the work you've put into this, Michelle.
Oh, thank you.
Because
and you've helped too.
I
and
have,
all
but-
of the babes.
All of the babes, all of the people who send in their entries, you know, they've really participated, and you know, you've done a lot of work for this. It was your baby, and she's about to give birth, and I'm so excited.
And it's like a C-section. Like I'm like just very gentle. Like boop, the perfect baby with the perfect head. No, it's perfect. So, no, really, it's perfect. Something I want to go over with you. Not only am I going to tell you how you can vote, but I'm going to show you how to vote also, because this is very important. I want to make sure that the voting goes off without a hitch, and that there's no mistakes or misunderstandings on how to vote. All of the voting.
Money. How do you pay?
Huh? How do you pay? Oh yeah.
After that.
Yeah, all of the voting, right, is done through YouTube. So it's done on our YouTube channel. So you can see right here in my thing, I say, important, all votes are tallied through YouTube. So your biker babe of the week might be sharing her YouTube video on her Facebook page or on her Instagram or
Right.
but you've gotta click through to the YouTube channel. So when you look up in that bar up top, you want to make sure you're in YouTube before you comment. One like counts as a vote.
Yay!
One comment counts as a vote.
All
One
right.
positive comment. All right? If you get a dislike, don't even sweat it, babes, because it doesn't go against your tally. It's just some asshole that needs to go to another YouTube page. We haven't had any dislikes anyways, but
Never.
so
Never.
I'm going to take a minute and just show you how to do this. So here I
Perfect.
am on the Yankee Babe apparel page. I just want to make sure that my stuff is showing up. Okay, yeah, good. So over here on the far right, you see the Babe of the Week. So this is yankeebabeapparel.com. You see on the far right, Babe of the Week, and go down to the calendar contest. Okay? This tells you about the contest. If you scroll down a little bit, there's the instructions that I just explained on how to vote for your favorite babe. Okay? So you want to make sure you're definitely on that YouTube channel before you vote for the babe. And so here's why. I'm just going to scroll a little further. I have everybody's YouTube video is here. You can watch it here on Yankee Babe Apparel. Browse through them. Watch this one, this one, this one. Tells you a little bit about the babe. But when it comes time to vote, all 11 are here, by the way. When it comes time to vote, let's see. We'll go with the last one here. We'll go with Rhonda. When it comes time to vote, you can either click here where it says watch on YouTube, right? Or double click the video. It's going to take you to
Yes.
the YouTube channel. Okay?
Great.
Now, from here, you can select to like or not like. Now, how do I close that? Fuck is it?
That's it.
Where'd it go?
But she is,
It's playing right there.
always been
Oh, yeah, I see.
outdoor.
We're
Hello.
like, where's it playing? Where's the noise coming
Hello.
from?
Hello, my name is Michelle and I'm like super blonde. That will bring you to our YouTube channel. Once you're on our YouTube channel, you will be able to vote, cast your vote. And by casting your vote, one heart on YouTube equals a like. Let me see if I can go ahead and go through here. I'm going to watch on YouTube. I'm going to stop it so I'm not talking over myself.
For as long as I've known her, and I've known her.
Pause.
Pause.
She's Massachusetts
Oh.
girl.
Unpause.
Okay.
Okay, now we're paused.
Oh, and there's the little like button.
Yep. And so here we are on the video. You can tell we're on YouTube because there's some
YouTube.
videos over here on the right. YouTube's up in the URL, and then there's that big video showing up, right? So if you see, the like is right here, a little thumb, and you give it a thumb up. I'm gonna
Click.
give everybody a thumb up anyway, so everybody gets one extra vote this weekend. But you give it a thumb up, and if you leave a comment, if you see all these comments that are going on here, you can get a vote as well. And we'll be counting
Perfect.
through that way. So that's how you do it. You want to make sure that you're here on this URL, and then you see the thumb up, and you can also leave a comment. Okay? So that's how you do it, folks. That's how you vote for your favorite babe. Voting for you all starts like now. Go. Boom, boom, go. and we'll be reviewing it, and I'm going to announce the winner 2 weeks from now. The voting, I'm going to tally everything up that Wednesday before, which I think our net show's the 14th, so it's going to be on the 13th at midnight.
Perfect.
That's it. Any other likes or comments, they're not going to count because I'm tallying them up Wednesday night. Well, Wednesday at midnight. So
That's awesome.
I'll be staying up late that day. So congratulations, ladies.
Yay!
Good luck.
Good luck, babe of the week.
Yeah.
Babe of the
Woo.
year.
Woo, babe of the
Amazing.
year. Damn it.
Amazing.
I'm like,
How long is the voting for?
it's gonna be. Actually, it's a little more than 2 weeks because I gave them notice of it. I think on between Monday and Tuesday, everybody got their links to start sharing. There's like some of the videos have like 200 and something views.
Beautiful.
Tons of comments.
That's
tons
awesome.
of likes. Like they're doing a great job of sharing, and yeah, it's amazing. So it's gonna be all together probably about 18 days of voting. But as of now, like you're looking at 2 weeks from yesterday.
So I have one other question, and I might have missed it because I'm trying to stay on track in my mind. But for pre-orders of our calendars.
So pre-orders of the calendar, and actually I guess I can go back. I was gonna cover that next week, but I can show you real quick today.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's going to be the same thing on that calendar contest, which
Yeah.
is the page that we're on.
Yep.
Vote for your favorite babe.
Yep.
After you're done voting for your favorite babe, right at the bottom is
Oh my
like
gosh.
order now.
Perfect.
And you just click that to order.
Excellent.
I am going to be, I was
Sorry
planning
about
and I do plan on going over it with you in detail next week.
Perfect.
Where I'll do an update, because we'll be like about the halfway point,
Oh,
a little more than halfway. So I'll give you an update on like who's in the lead, how everybody's doing, and also how to order
Yay.
the calendar.
Perfect.
So for the pre-order.
Okay, thank you. I'm
Okay?
sorry.
Oh no, you're welcome. That's
Because
a good question.
Because I know that I had asked you about that earlier, and I totally spaced on the answer. So
Hey,
it's just
There's no stupid questions, only the ones that aren't asked.
oh, see, I love her.
Libra.
I just love her.
We had a Libra in here this
We
morning.
had a few Libras in here today.
Oh.
I have a Libra in my life, yeah.
Oh,
Also,
that's right.
so Zodiac time, yes. So it is the September 21st to October 21st. Libras, they're an air sign. I'm a fire sign.
What is air and fire? Is that like? Oh, so air
I mean,
instigates fire and makes it go.
Yeah. So their
Okay.
strengths are like, they can be very cooperative. They could be pretty diplomatic. Like they can just go with it. Fair-minded, social. Some of their weaknesses are they avoid confrontations. They also do not like making decisions. They're very indecisive. Very indecisive. And they will carry a grudge to the grave, man. So be careful. Be careful with Libras because they do that, right? So they really like, they're so, those scales of justice are just so perfect for this sign because they're like both, right? Like they're really harmonious, right? And then they're really like violent. So they're
Just depending on where that
it's
scale's at.
the truth. So I took a couple notes here, right? Right. So they're gentle, and yet they're loudmouths, right? They're loyal, they're just, but on the opposite side, they don't like confrontation. They don't like making those decisions. Kind of go with the flow, right? So for females, right, because I know a couple of female Libras who are the opposite of everything that I just said. Very argumentative, very confrontational, very superior, very this, very that. And that's cool, right? Because like I said, those scales are so perfect for this sign. Because they are literally both. They're everything And sometimes the scales get unbalanced in our lives and within ourselves, and that's normal.
Yeah.
For most of us, right? But these scales are just, when I was doing research on this sign, I'm like, oh my God. Like, first I'm reading it going, that's not any of the Libras I know. That's not any of the Libras I know. Wait a minute, those are scales. Wait a minute, I'm on the wrong sign. Wait a minute. And Spirit's like, shut up. Stop bringing your ego into it and listen to what we're saying. They're scales of justice. They're going to be both.
Wow.
Right? And it was really intense.
That's
so one of
cool.
the other things is, so when they okay, so this is a little excerpt that I actually got off of one of my things, so I'm going to read it. I normally wouldn't do this, but they will be prepared to give their life to their partner of choice. However, once they become too focused on other people and they forget the process in which they were originally in, so they can be sidetracked pretty easily, relationship-wise. And when that happens to them, they're like, oh my God, I was going this way, now I'm going that way, now I gotta get it over here again. So they become very controlling, inflexible, disrespectful. They lose their ability to approach other people's because they've lost themselves. So I'm falling in love with you, I'm losing me, and now holy shit, I lost me, now I'm gonna take it out on you kind of a thing. That was kind of the synopsis of that, right? And I was like, wow. So I do know a few people who have both of these kind of traits, right? Like, as I met a few other Libras since I did this research, and I was like, oh, your birthday's coming up, you're a Libra. Oh, wait, I like you. Not that I don't like Libras, but believe it or not, Libras and Sagittarius are very compatible, along with Aries. So your best signs for Libras are Sagittarius and Aries. No surprise, they're both fire signs, right? And I do get along 90% of the time with the Libra in my life. But the times that we don't, we're really like, air and fire, like poof. We both need each other sometimes. And so, that's being said, the dislikes and the likes. Motorcycles.
Yay! My favorite part.
This is her favorite part. So
it really is.
It says here that for the Libras, because that's scales of justice, right? They want the best of both worlds, right? So when their RPMs and their miles per hour are the same, they're good, right? Yeah. So fast, furious, right? When their fuel gauge and their temperature gauge are the same, they're still having a good time.
Yeah. Right?
So one of the bikes that really strikes out for them is, believe it or not, it's called a Suzuki Hayabusa, I think it is. It's a sports bike.
Okay.
Right? It's a GSX, I think, 1300, something like that. This bike.
Hayabusa is it's a high-end
this bike.
It's a high-end
It's a very
bike.
high-end bike, very high expensive bike, which is a Libra trait also.
Expensive.
They like the best of everything. The best of I
the
gotta
Libra
have
that was in this morning, he's like everything.
the best of everything.
Yeah, everything is just like perfectly polished and perfectly
Yes.
aligned and matches.
Yes, all that balancing, right?
Beautiful bike. Yeah.
So, this bike here clocks out at over 185 miles per hour.
Wow. So they like speed.
They love they love that speed, like the RPMs and the miles per hour together. So, please, if you are that type of rider and you like your speed bike, gear up for it. Dress accordingly, wear your protective gear.
And they probably would match their bike.
And they probably, most definitely.
That's so
most
cool.
definitely,
I love
yeah.
that.
So, listen, spiritual note, when we can't balance what's inside of us, we have to balance what's outside of us to keep that scale together. And that's kind of the type of rider they are.
Okay.
So the more uneasy they are, the more they're going to be out there in like that speed zone. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I love my
So if you see,
like, damn, there goes the Libra.
He must be having a bad day.
Ooh, trying to calm down the insides. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, that was pretty
thank you,
interesting.
Amy.
You're welcome.
And happy birthday to all the Libras out there.
Yes, for sure.
Buy yourself a bike. Buy yourself a calendar. Buy yourself a Chicks
Buy
That Ride
yourself a
calendar.
Chicks That Ride calendar. Check out all the bikes and then pick one out for yourself.
Love it.
Me too.
I love it. So this weekend, I just have one item up there because this is a big one. We do our ladies meet up and ride every first Saturday of the month.
I know.
This first Saturday of October is no exception.
No exception.
We are going. We are riding. Amy and I will be all dolled up because we are going to be doing our calendar picture while we're out and about. So that should be kind of fun.
Yes.
Hi, Johnny.
Hey.
And Johnny, wait till you see Sherry's calendar picture. Oh my God.
Goodness,
It's
amazing.
Freaking blows my
Tell
mind.
Sherry
Beautiful.
to share that stuff.
Yeah, Sherry. She's getting a lot of views too on her vote. A lot of them, all of them are. I can't even say it's neck and neck right now. It's anybody's game right now in the Yankee Babe world. But this Saturday, Amy and I are going to be doing our Chicks That Ride calendar photo while we're out and about, and then we'll go through what we have and pick the best of the best, cream of the crop, and then we'll be putting ours in because we are babe number 12. We're babe number 12. And so kickstands up is at 11:30. We're meeting up here at Yankee Dave's Motorsports, which is at 1170 Oslo Road in Vero Beach. If you're around, please come in. Yeah, come on in. I'm going to be here early. I'm going to be here about probably 10, a little bit before, quarter of 10. But from 10 to 11 a.m., if you buy $10 or more, you get 15% off your purchase. And we got some major new shit in here.
Oh my God, this place is so packed.
It's crazy. And for those of you that have been looking at the motorcycle clocks, yes, that is also 15% off of the motorcycle clocks. But it's only from 10 to 11 a.m.
That's right, early bird shoppers.
Early bird shoppers, that's it. At 11, I'm closing up the sale because I'm going to start getting ready to ride. I'm going to print myself for my pictures.
That's right. And, the ladies all come and meet us here.
Yeah.
And for the ladies who have men.
Yes, this is a different one.
We
Yeah.
have an exception to the rule.
This week.
Every week. It's probably every week. We do love the men, and we do. So if you are a passenger, whenever you are a passenger, your man is welcome to come to our meet and greets. He might get spoiled rotten by all the ladies that are around him. He'll feel really good because he's got all these biker babes and he's the only man, which is cool. But this weekend, for this ride,
we got the guys.
We have all the guys coming.
Riding cleanup. Yep.
And they're riding cleanup. So it's going to be all the chicks in the front and all the dudes in the back.
Yep.
And we're all going out to lunch. We're all going to hang out for the afternoon.
Yep.
It is going to be spectacular.
Yep.
So get your guys, get your girls, and let's get going.
Yep. Yep.
Sorry,
what's the weather going to be like? That's
Sorry,
okay.
I took that over a little bit.
Hey, that's what we do, baby.
It is. And this weekend, whoa, beautiful weather. Actually, when I checked the weather this morning, and I check it every day when I get up, and because I ride to work, and I got to work and I input our information into the show. Usually it's done ahead of time anyway, and I usually chirp up the weather. It went down for our rain percentages.
That's awesome. I mean, 19%, 17%, like 19%.
We're gonna ride.
85, 19%. Come on.
We're gonna have such a beautiful day riding. It is gonna be one of the most spectacular rides. This is our cooler season. Our cooler season is coming. Now is the comfortable time to ride. The sun goes down. Amy needs a sweatshirt already. I'm sorry.
That's amazing.
I'm sorry, but I'm a Southern Florida girl and I love the heat.
Girl.
So it's gonna be gorgeous.
Yay! Thank you. And you really are really spot on with that weather. And I do want to just kind of jump back to the events, not events, but to our ladies ride, because in one of the groups, I'm always talking about the groups. Our group is growing. Mm-hmm. We're almost at 200.
I know.
Oh my God.
I know.
We'll have to have like a cake or a party or something. Keep joining, keep sending your lady friends to us, because we're really all about that, just kind of camaraderie. But one of the groups, this woman, she writes, I can't remember where she's from, another country, starting in January 2022. She is going cross country on her motorcycle, and she's like, I'm going to be in the U.S. between May and whatever, right around the Ladies Ride Day, the International Ladies Ride Day.
Shush.
Yeah, and so she says if anybody knows, if anybody has anything going on, female stuff, whatever, her and her dog, cross country. So I said, listen, look us up, because we do a ride every Saturday for the lady. I mean, first Saturday of the month, but we're also going to do that International Female
Yeah.
Ride again.
Yeah.
And she was like, thank you, thank you. So I'm really hoping that would be just so much fun if she comes along.
Yeah, and we'll be plugging that more towards that time.
Yeah, when we get around to
Right,
it.
you're right, because Ladies Ride is literally in May, I believe. It's May 1st, I think.
Yeah, and I think she's like, I think maybe March to May or May, whatever, but
So
as we get closer,
exciting!
we'll go-
Somebody from
so-
another country is gonna come. I love it.
Yeah, so we are growing
Yes.
and growing and growing.
And again, share our page.
Yes.
Enjoy us. Again, we are on Facebook.
Yep.
We're on Twitter.
Use
And-
my claw hook.
Yeah, and we are here on YouTube. And Amy actually got every one of them right today
You did?
without having
She's
to
been
go in the wrong
practicing.
day. I
I
just
like
know that
it.
I have to point at Michelle. That's all
That's
I
all I
remember.
can remember.
Point at
And
Michelle.
I'm you. No, wait. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See?
Thanks for
We
watching.
love us. We hope you love us. Have a great day, and we will see you Saturday.
See you Saturday. Make sure you vote for Babe of the Year.